name is Jim Polo, and I have a question about the Municipal Service District, which is downtown in the business district. So what is your understanding of the purpose of the Municipal Service District tax money that is collected, and how should the MSD money be used? Thank you.
Back on Alderman Bengel to start.
That's what a good husband's all about. Bring a little bit of water. That's MSD is the Municipal Service District, and it's something that I have studied and worked with since its inception. It was done in the mid-'80s as a tool to help Main Street communities. So Swiss Mayor brought this to the forefront. It helps Main Street communities in getting additional funds that they can't otherwise get from city government. Because what was happening is downtown was dying. The property owners were saying to the city fathers, please help us, can't we do something? We want to upgrade, we're worried about bad businesses coming down here. So they used the tool of Municipal Service District, which is a third tax. So we pay city tax, county tax, and municipal service tax. Only property owners pay that in a boundary. The boundary is the Neuse River to Hancock Street, the Trent River to Broad Street. That money has been collected since about the mid-'80s, and it was used to leverage in borrowing money. That's how the streetscapes were done downtown. So all the new sidewalks, the light poles, banners, when you see them flying, those beautiful New Bern banners, all of that was paid through MSD dollars. And over the years, it has been collected, and we currently have, I believe, 3 loans still that we pay on. As they fall off, I mean, we're still paying on the upgraded sidewalk. We have one loan left, and that will go away, but we've used other things for it. In the past years, MSD money was used to buy what we know as the Talbot lot. That was used to purchase it. There were buildings on there. Monies were used to take those buildings down. So it wasn't always that pretty green space. It didn't look so good back in the day. We've just recently used funds to buy a piece of land across the street from the farmer's market over there next to the bank in front of Poor Charlie's. We've bought that lot. We hope that it may be the site of the future Pepsi Museum. If we can get PepsiCo back in New Bern, hopefully with COVID being over, they'll be back there. We hope that's going to be the future home. We had looked at potentially Talbot's. We don't think that's going to work for them, but we don't think that's the highest and best use. So that potentially is it. We're not there 100%, but potentially that's what we're looking at. So the MSD dollars have made all the difference in really upgrading downtown and really making it the special place that it is. And I think it's very, very important that we continue it. At the time, it was voluntary by the group. They asked for it to be put in place, and it has continued all these years. And you are enjoying the benefits of what the MSD taxes have provided to downtown.
Mr. Prill. 3 minutes.
Understand that Sabrina has the knowledge, of the MSD that I don't, because she's lived it, she's worked through it. Give credit to those property owners that were willing to take on an additional tax in order to generate money necessary to make critical improvements to the downtown business community. So again, past property owners, current property owners, and future property owners. It's a successful program that New Bern implemented. So again, credit needs to be given where it's due. In terms of how that money should be spent, and I'll defer to Sabrina to explain that, because I don't know the answer, but I get the impression that it's the mayor and board that make the decision on how to spend that money. My own thought, based on your question, James, is do you as a property owner have any input into how that money gets spent? You're the one paying for it. Shouldn't you have at least some level of input into how that money gets spent? And I'm not sure you do, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I can tell you, Rick, I do not.
Okay.
There's no civilian or no property owner oversight or contribution to the use of that money. It is only
Okay,
the
well,
owner.
again, my own reaction to the question is, I think the property owners that are paying that tax should have the means of communicating as a group to the decision makers, the mayor and board, as to how you would like to see that money spent, as opposed to the city collecting the tax and making the decision on how it should be spent, which might not be in line with your thoughts or the thoughts of other property owners in the community. So I think that would be a change that could be made relatively easily. You're not going to agree. I mean, as a property owner, you're going to have ideas that the mayor and board probably, you know, might accept or might not. But you should have a voice in it since you're paying that tax.
Alderman Bengel, would you like to take a minute as well?
Sure. For many years, I'm very loosely organized. I came into it probably in the 90s and got asked to come to a meeting and went to it. It's very loosely put together. There's no structure that says there must be a formalized board or committee. It is up to the mayor and board of aldermen and the spending of those funds. We have had meetings, I'll tell you, prior to COVID. I really tried. I was never the chair because I was the only woman in the group, and I used to get a lot of grief, and finally I became the quote-unquote chair, if you want to call it. I led the way, and I tried to keep minutes. I tried to keep notes. Jim has seen in the past those minutes and agendas, and I tried to put it forward, and then COVID came. And I'm just going to be honest, COVID and just kind of wiped us out. We weren't meeting, we weren't getting together, and we have basically not really done anything except the purchase of the lot. That's the only thing that we've really done with any money so far. We haven't spent it. And I will tell you that I like to be able to speak to some of the larger property owners and just getting some advice. People who have been there a long time, just ask their opinions. And if anybody else has opinion, they certainly can call me. And I would willingly accept those phone calls.